Hello everyone, and warm welcome back to my channel. I'm happy that you are all here. I'm so ever grateful to all of you for your constant support. Okay, so today I'm going to show you how to make one of my favorite things to eat, and that is, we call it Kube cake. Okay, I don't know any other name they call it, but we call it Kube cake. Means that coconut cake, but like it's coconut candy. Let's take it like that. Let's go through it. For this very simple recipe, you need just two ingredients, okay? Or let's say three. You need sugar, coconut, and a little teeny weeny bit of salt, okay? So so to crack open your coconut, it's just you just break it anyhow you want, okay? But then if you want to get the liquid out of it, because when you crack it anyhow you want, what you realize is that you can just lose the water. So you see the coconut has like three eyes or something. It looks, when you turn it somewhere, it looks like two eyes and then a mouth. Look for the mouth. The mouth, usually when you scrape it, right, it's got a very soft, exterior. You can just, penetrate it with a knife, a very sharp little knife, like you see me do, or you scrape that bit off and then you see the hole. All that you have to do is to turn it upside down and then you drain the water, okay? And you can just get all your water. You can just get all your water without losing any, okay? So it's a good way of, getting the water out. So once that is done, you just crack it open however you want it, and then you start to grate it. So when you're cracking it and it gets to this bit, you have to be careful because it tends to be unkind in your palm. So you can put something in your palm and hold the coconut as you crack it into pieces like that. And then once you've cracked it into small pieces enough, you can get a knife to remove it, okay? So here I'm using a grater to grate it. You can use it. You need a grater to grate it to get the consistency we want for this recipe, okay? So the size of the grater is I don't think you can compromise on that, okay? Once you grate it, what I did was I weighed it, okay? And when I weighed it, it was about 375 grams, I think. Yes, I'm sure it was 375 grams. So I'm adding a quarter teaspoon of salt to it. Mix it very well because the salt is going to bring out the sweetness in the sugar. It complements it nicely. So don't forget salt. So here I'm using 200 grams of sugar, right? So just to give you a fair measurement of what I'm using, okay? 200 grams of sugar. You just set it in your pot, a frying pan, whatever, and just leave it to melt, okay? We're going to be caramelizing the sugar and then we'll add our grated coconut. So this is very simple, straightforward recipe. So for here, the very sensible advice is for you not to disturb the sugar whilst it's in there. Allow it to melt. But me, I'm not sensible in when it comes to stirring. I stir when I'm not supposed to stir. So yeah, I just stirred. It doesn't really matter. So once all the sugar is nicely melted, then you add your coconuts, right? So once you add your coconuts, you keep on stirring and stirring until you do not hear the sound of the liquid, okay? So you hear this sound, this churn sound, which I'm not sure how it's called in cooking. It's like you can hear the sound of the water when you add water to liquid. Sorry, when you add liquid or water to oil, that sound that you hear, you'll be hearing it. You keep on frying this until you don't hear it anymore, okay? I lost some video content, so you keep on frying it. And once that is done, you just pour it onto a flat surface, maybe on a working surface, a chopping board, right? And you let it cool. Once it cools, you can come back to form it into balls. If your hands are Teflon, right, and you can mold it into balls whilst it is hot, that one there, voila. That one is your own issue. But then it's good to let it cool down a bit before you form it into balls, okay? So if you've tasted this before or you know this recipe, as you are cooking it, you don't smell smell the recipe, you don't smell this thing, right? But then as you fry it for longer and all the liquid or the moisture evaporates, you start to smell the coconut, and that's when you know that it's ready. You cool it and you form it into balls, and here it is, very nice and tasty. You will love it. It's very simple. I hope you love this recipe. I hope you give it a try, and thank you for joining me once again, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.